What's happening, guys? James Blunt here with MMOHuts.com. This time taking a first look at Battleline Steel Warfare from Bandai Namco, which is a team-based RTS Tank game where you have to push a literal battle line into enemy territory in order to gain control and dominate your opponents. So it's kind of like a virtual tug-of-war, except instead of pulling, you're pushing, and instead of people, you use tanks to do it with, which is pretty cool. The game is stated to launch before the end of the year, and for now it's in its second closed beta test, so it's in a fairly complete state with only a couple of final features missing. So I'll hop in and show you guys what the game has to offer up so far. Now I've got to admit, when I first started looking around at this game, I thought, oh no, this is going to be a straight up generic browser-based game like General War Memories or something. No offense to that game, but I guess it was the menu setup and all the achievements and some of the in-game items, and maybe the way it's presented in terms of the artwork, menu-wise. I don't know, you'll see what I mean. The point is that it's not actually that way. It's really a mix of a tank shooter game like World of Tanks with RTS, and it has even MOBA elements to it, honestly. Kind of like if March of War wasn't turn-based. But either way, you'll see what I mean. Let's get into a match first, and then I'll show you guys some of the skill customization and advancement mechanics that the game offers.
The battle line has been interrupted.
So the game has both PvP and battle training co-op PvE modes, and this one's kind of like a practice mode that gets you some achievements and rewards, like this, for example, beating this on normal, which seems to translate into super hard for this game. For some reason, these are a lot more challenging than they should be, in my opinion. Will get me 5,000 gold, which of course is the in-game currency, letting you buy different tanks and supply items, which I'll show you later on. Now, I've got to warn you guys, this is a 4-player co-op mission, and I've played this with a pretty strong team, and several times, and I still haven't beat it just yet. So, they might want to actually tweak the difficulty on these just a little bit. But either way, it'll give you a quick example of the gameplay and one option the game has to offer while I show you guys the basics. But we'll probably lose this pretty quick, to be honest. And don't think that this is exactly how the matches look on the PvP side, because it is quite a bit different. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to need to do is to select one of my tanks to put into battle. So these are the tanks that I currently own. This is my heavy tank. It deals a lot of damage, but it's fairly slow as a trade-off. And you'll notice that each one of these has a number next to a little man here. And then these are the number of unit soldiers required to operate each tank. And you get these as you level up your overall account. I'm level 8 now. And eventually you get enough to operate more than just one tank at a time. Up to 4, actually, which makes things interesting, honestly. And I've got to start, so I'll go with heavy. You gotta be fast in this PvE game. We're already losing. So the movement in the game is a little interesting. You use W, A, S, and D, but all you gotta do is engage W in order to move forward. You can stop with spacebar and then hit S, and it'll kind of keep you going that way. You don't have to hold down the keys. The other option is to right-click around wherever you want to go, which is a little bit more of the traditional RTS style movement. In order to fire, once you're in range, you have to hold your reticule over your enemy until it gets all the way down to the center. And if you hold it longer than that, you have a chance to crit, which will do a little bit more damage. And of course, you have the reload time. That's the little green dashed line that's going around. And that's also something that will be different from tank to tank, along with other stats. And we'll kind of look at that later on. So I used one of my abilities there. I just threw a grenade. It does damage in an AoE. It's pretty effective as like a 1-2 punch. If you're already shooting them, because this is a very tactic-based game, it's kind of like whoever shoots last sort of things, because the damage is more on certain tanks, but you do have to think strategically. So I just cloaked myself there as one of my abilities, so I'm going to reposition myself, and as long as I don't fire, I'll stay cloaked, but I'm going to shoot this guy anyway because he's needing to die. If we kill these guys fast enough, then we can push the line and keep them from advancing forward, which is the main objective in the game. So killing these guys is not really that important, other than the fact that you need to keep them pushed back so you can advance yourself. And they are creeping up on us pretty quickly. Let's see if I can kill this guy. Nice. Yeah, they're actually respawning faster than we can kill them, unfortunately. And the other tough part is that my allies just joined the battle. Oh man, this is going to hurt. Let's see, I can probably take this guy here. Oh, now there's 2 of them. I gotta turn around. This is where it sucks to be slow. He's gonna kill me. Ah, okay, so I got destroyed. And the crazy thing about this game is you get points no matter what. Like, you get points for killing tanks, you get points for being destroyed, pushing your battle line. You can see it's basically in our territory. We're about to lose this. And seeing that that tank got destroyed, I either have to wait this time or I can use these repair kits to instantly repair my tank, which is something that you can get with in-game currency. I'm going to go with my other tank for now. It's a faster tank. I need to get to the battle line. It's something you can get with in-game currency, or you can win a lot of them just by playing the game. The game is actually very rewarding. You get experience for doing all kinds of stuff. Like I'm about to heal this guy here, and I got 20 XP just for doing that, and that's kind of how it works with everything you do in the game. And you'll notice that just by doing stuff like that will get you more rewards. Yeah, I had a feeling we were going to lose that really quickly. Unfortunately, that is not how the actual game is going to be, so we're going to get into an actual PvP match, and I'll show you how the real game plays. That I feel is a little bit too challenging, especially since we got a late start on that, and I did get first, though, even though the match lasted 3 minutes. That's really not surprising. Okay, so let's get into another actual match, Inner Battle, and it's going to pair us up with a random match battle. So it might not start at the beginning of the match, but hopefully it'll start somewhere towards the beginning. And we're not like automatically losing, because that is something that has happened. Alright, so it does look like it has... Man, that guy sounds so angry. It looks like we've already started. We lost that camp here. I could have spawned there, but I'm going to have to spawn way back here. Once you gain one of those camps right there, there are advanced camps, you can spawn there. I'm going with my little faster tank. Still does decent damage, but it's going to get me to the battle quicker. Plus, I can use my nitrous oxide, which is always handy, to make it go a little faster. Oh, I missed because of the hill. We gotta kill Doc. See, that actually right there is somebody using 2 tanks at once. And I haven't got to experience that, but I think it's pretty interesting. And I did notice that there are tank formations. So I think what it does is once you control one, because of the movement I was telling you about earlier, hopefully that grenade gets him. Yeah! Oh, man, not enough damage. He's not getting away. There we go. Okay. Well, I didn't kill him, but that's okay. I got the assist. But yeah, I think the tank formations really help control your tanks when you have more than one. Oh man, there's way too many there. I don't think I can do anything about that. So there is another method you can use to attack. You can get a little bit more range out of it if you use what they call turret mode. You hit T, and you can transform like this. Literally puts you in like almost a first person. It's a little hard to adjust. You have to use the WAS and D to control the distance, angle, height, and everything like that, but you can't really see where it's landing. You have to fire a couple times, and I'm not in a good spot, but this is going to hurt. Got to heal. I've got heals on 5 and 6, and my teammate's helping me out with his shield. You can use that ability on your... Oh, that didn't work out. I did take him down at the end, though. Brought him with me. Okay, let's see here. Put it in the heavy tank. I need the firepower. But yeah, you can share your abilities, certain abilities. So, for example, my 1 is a shield, and I can either use it on myself or somebody that's maybe in trouble on the, in the front of our little tank formation. It's definitely a cooperative game, so you can do that. You can also zoom in here just to kind of get a little bit more of a view. It looks like we're nice. It looks like we're taking over that supply depot. Now, the supply depots are really nice because they offer bonuses to us. So most of them give you like quicker respawn times overall for the entire team, and this particular one will let us heal a little bit, so it'll kind of turn into a temporary repair spot instead of using your repair kits. So these are definitely good to capture. Oh man, they're still respawning here. They're not gonna last long. Okay, so this particular enemy that just got destroyed was an AI bot. I'm guessing here because there isn't quite enough players on their team, but I'm not sure because I haven't seen any allied bots in any of these matches. So I think both teams can actually see these guys around the map. Nice, so we captured this spot, and we got 10 instant fixes and a nice little health boost at the end there. So capturing these are important because it increases our respawn time if we were to die, and it decreases theirs. Oh, this guy's gonna... he's done. The lone tanker, they don't last because everybody gets to shoot them. Reload speed doesn't matter when there's 15 of us. So it's really strength in numbers. You stay together, you stay alive is really like the key thing here. Notice that we're pushing the battle line here, and I've got the flag, meaning that it just indicates that I'm pushing the battle line. I don't think the other players can see that. They probably have their own flags they see. So this is good. We're actually recovering a little bit. Oh, there's another one of those enemies. I think they're neutral, honestly. Sometimes they drop repair kits. This guy hurts. I'm going to capture this area. Another point here. What's this one going to get? This is going to give us another... Okay, so this is actually an advancement camp. We want to have this so that way we can respawn here if If we die, let me see if I can reach. I don't know how far the turret mode can
We just
reach.
lost a camp.
It goes considerably further. Let me see here. So if I fire once, well, okay, see that almost reaching there. So you have to fire once to kind of get an idea where it's going to hit. And then the terrain makes a big difference. So I can't shoot through those buildings. I think I can shoot over some buildings. But while you're sitting here capturing a point, this is probably the best time to do that. I can't see. Let's see, I can actually shoot over these. I'm going to go the max distance here. I can't tell where that hit. And if it hit somebody, they're probably wondering where it came from. All the way across the map. So you can get a lot more range out of your tank whenever you do in the turret mode, but it is a lot more difficult to hit things, as you can tell.
We just lost a camp.
Ah, we lost the camp. That's okay. But we're all like moving together, which is good because I've noticed that there are still a lot of new players in the game so far that don't realize just how much you have to stick together and help each other in order to win these matches. And that's kind of where I feel that the game has some MOBA elements to it, at least with the strategy and objective. Oh my gosh. See, we're pushing the heck out of them right here. I mean, the fact that you have skills that not only help you, but can also help your team, and that you get rewarded for doing pretty much everything. Like, any of my consumables, whether it's my repair kits or my nitro kit, for example, I can use them on my teammates to help them out and get rewarded for doing so. So, in that sense, you can kind of play different roles on the battlefield. I guess, for example, you might decide you want to get a fast tank to go in and essentially repair your damage-dealing allies, as an example. I think we pushed them out pretty good. Nice. Basically last hitting all these guys. Ah, that guy came in there and hit us with a corrosive round. Take damage over time with that one. Mad scientist. Nice. This guy needs some heals. Heal him up here real quick. Be the nice guy. Assisted gives me, I guess, 20 XP each time. That's nice. And basically, the ranking system per match is based on XP, so you want to do as much as possible. So killing enemy tanks is going to get you XP, helping out allies, capturing points, pushing the line. All of these things like amount to pretty much everything, like we've talked about already. Everything you do gives you points, XP, and ultimately rewards. Even dying you get rewarded. And even though the idea is to try to stick together as a nice big group, it's still going to take a little while to kind of figure out the ultimate strategy. I mean, our group is powerful, as you've seen, but if our entire team is moving to the east, for example, what's going to keep them from just trying to counter push the line in the west? Let's see if this guy will eat my grenade. Nice. 1-2 punch. Oh, this guy's done. 3v1. Your guard is not going to protect you there. Done. There we go. I didn't get the last hit, but that's fine. So yeah, for now, it seems like the large group strategy is the way to go, but you've also got to have like almost smaller groups kind of stationed along the way. And again, it's like a 3-lane map in a MOBA in a sense. Eventually, your whole team joins up in one lane for the final push, but you also got to make sure the enemy isn't trying to counter push you down a different lane. And it also looks like some of my teammates realize this needs to happen, so that's why we've got some of the team still pushing at 2, which you can see on the minimap there. Looks like I can push the battle line here, so I'm going to try to do that while they capture that point, even though it would make it a little slower for them. Just advance this a little further. Uh-oh. Nope. That is not good. They're right there, yeah. So that cloud they put out basically makes it to where they can't be seen, especially in turret mode. Man, I've got to heal. Now it's an ambush. Oh, man. Alright, cool. And that one tank hits hard. Thank goodness we killed it. There we go. Now they decided to go back. They're like, oh, okay, we can't take these guys. They just thought they were going to counter us. Oh, nice. And because we captured that spot there, that's an advancement point. So we can actually spawn here, which is really helpful. So if they start pushing the line back this way, we can spawn there and slow them down. So that one guy we killed dropped this when he died. So I guess you have a random chance every once in a while to drop something if you die. That's cool. Another way you get rewarded in the game. Oh, man. Radioactive round. Does damage over time. Man, this guy's fast. Holy crap. Makes it hard to hit. If you don't have your reticule on them long enough, it kind of resets every time, so you gotta be careful. There we go. I like my 2 ability. It's kind of like a shotgun blast. It does a lot of damage, but it has a kind of a long cooldown. Oh wow, we might have to retreat this if we can't deal enough damage, or thin them out at least. Whisper, you're in trouble. Let me use my shield here. There we go. Protect him a little bit. Oh, no, I think they're going to kill him anyway. And we lost the camp. Wow, okay. Retaliation much. Yep, we're going to lose that spot if we don't get any backup. That sucks. Take that guy out. There we go. Tank destroyed. Kill Mad Scientist again. How many times can I kill you this round? There we go. Reinforcements. Come on, guys. We need... There we go. More reinforcements. Hopefully we can hold this point. This is going to make a big difference. This could be the turning point of the match right here. Oh, are they retreating? Did we change their mind all of a sudden? I'm not doing too good. Mad Scientist over here is sneaky. He's going to hurt us. I'm going to pitch a grenade at him again. He died last time with a grenade. There we go. Died the same way. Let's see if I can get some of these guys. I have decent range on this tank, actually, in comparison to some of the smaller ones. There we go. Got him. See, that was right there was kind of an assist because he used his net to snare that guy. And I finished him off. There's your counter push to your counter push. There we go. See, that's teamwork right there. That's exactly what we needed to do. Now we're pushing the line back even further than we started. They're attacking over there. That's okay. We've got a nice fleet of tanks we can move in on. A little bit of lag there.
The battle line has been interrupted.
Oh, nice. Yeah, looks like we've only got 2 or 3 to deal with. Let's try the turret mode again. This guy next to me is doing it. See if I can get the range. There we go. Let's see if I make a little bit of adjustments. Nice. There we go. A little further. I think it does quite a bit of damage too. Oh, I missed. Okay, a little bit further. At least I know where I'm hitting now. Oh, nice. Tank destroyed. I think that's the first one I've killed in this turret mode. It's actually a lot harder than it looks because you can't engage anything. Oh well, got my kill. I'm gonna go move in. The terrain here is a little tricky too because sometimes you can have them. If you're too low, then they can shoot you, but you might not be able to shoot them, or vice versa, depending. Take a grenade. Ooh, that was perfect. This guy is done. Wow, took a little bit more than I thought. Dead now. I'm gonna stealth capture this. So now we're actually doing pretty good. We're at 90% into the enemy territory, which is good. And of course, the opposite team is saying that we have twice their number, which I don't think is correct, honestly. I think we're evenly matched. Let's see. Yeah, it looks pretty... It's definitely not twice anybody's number. Huh. I don't know. We're going to have to clear out these guys here if we're going to push this line. Once you push the line far enough into the enemy territory, it's actually really hard to retaliate. So we did a pretty good job early on. Oh, there's a lot of people here. And hopefully it's pushed far enough to where these guys can't come back. Man. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The terrain is a little tricky here. Especially when they do that. Now I can't even see them. Get back a little bit. Pick off the weak ones. That's the best thing. You gotta play it safe. That's why I haven't died in a while. There we go. Got him while he was driving fast, actually. Nice. I didn't get the kill, but that helped out a lot. Alright, now I gotta get out of here. That's not good. See, if I'm the only one, I gotta get back behind some stronger tanks. So I can heal them and they can take all the fire. That's my strategy for now. We got this. Got battles going on in the distance over there too.
The battle line has been interrupted.
Oh man, just one more shot. This guy's done. Oh, he hurts a lot. Gotta get out of here. Heal this guy. Just save your life, dude. Don't die. He's done. See, that's why I don't try to save everybody's lives. It's a good retaliation there. Not bad. They pushed it back. We're at 76% again. Battle line extended. Keep going. Keep going.
The battle line has been interrupted.
It's just a big, sophisticated tug of war. That's all it is. And there's buildings in the way. It's okay, we can push the battle line. No, no, don't pause it. Darn you, back over here to the east. Oh, I'm being shot at. Use my nitrous. Get out of there. Stealth up. Ah, come on. Really? They hit me? Anyway? Oh, wow. Somebody really wants me. Fast tank behind me. Several. Mad scientist, no! It's him! Holy crap, I died quick that time. He was out for blood. Alright, that's alright. Let's see. We don't have that camp. I can't spawn there. Let's see. Where am I going to spawn? I need to be here. Okay. Well, I guess this is about all I can do is spawn about right here. Let's get my quicker tank. Quick and strong. Respawn possible. See, because we have all the supply depots, that helps out a lot. A respawn time was instantaneous, where if we didn't have those supply depots, it would take, you know, I guess up to like 30 seconds for us to respawn. Kick on the NOS, which is not much faster, but it does help, and I need to get there as fast as possible. We're at 77.4%. I think once we get to 100%, then it'll start counting down, like there's a countdown timer.
This battle is ours.
Awesome, yeah. So we are pushing the line. Wow, we jumped to 88%. Once it starts counting down, it's really hard to counter that. Then it turns into it's already, yeah. Mad scientist says GG. I hope it's not done by the time I get there. It's probably gonna happen. I don't know if I'll make it. I think this is it. Yeah, we got this. They've given up. I don't blame them. At this point, you're over with. So this match is typically around the same time that, you know, most matches last. So they do last a little while, but it's not a whole lot longer, if anything, than a typical like MOBA game. And at the same time, there's also mechanics in there that keep it from going too long. They go into like a sudden death to where you can't respawn anymore. So once you've died, then you're done. You just watch the enemy team or your team push the line easily. And it looks like they're trying to push this back, actually, fast. They're not even wanting to fight. They're just driving the line. That's okay. We're pushing it faster onto the east over there, and nobody's countering them. We got this. 22 seconds. I'm gonna kill this guy before this ends. Oh, I think I'm getting shot from the side there. So the shields there, the skills, I think they have like a chance of blocking. They don't always block. And they don't last that long. So the skills, I think, are actually nicely balanced because they're not OP in any way. Even though you can actually add to your skills and make them more powerful. So, like, for example, each skill has like 2 stats that you can increase on there. So, like the shields, it's like the duration and time. Like my grenade, for example. Kill him! Wow, the terrain is working against me here. Like my grenade, for example, will increase the AoE effect and damage, stuff like that. There's even a skill that gives you a little, like a blink, basically. And we'll check those out here in a second once we win this. Ah, they reset the counter. They pushed it far enough to do that. That's okay. They've still given up. We killed a lot of them, too. Looks like they're trying to fight over there. Recapture the supply. Won't allow them to respawn very fast. And that's key to keeping them from coming back anyway. It's kind of like once you've taken down all the towers in 3 lanes, then you have these super minions that are pushing, and it's hard to retaliate. Oh, okay, so I get it now. Some of the other team thinks that we're outnumbering them, but really, as Mad Scientist says there in the chat, it's actually because they can't respawn fast enough to build up a big counter group to fight us with. So yeah, just like what we were talking about. That, and, you know, we are beating them in every fight. And yeah, we got this thing won. Well-placed grenade there. Just try to take out these guys at the very end. Well, I think I killed them at the very end there. Nice. Well, we won. That was awesome. That was actually a really good match. We started out losing pretty bad, and then we turned it around, so that's nice. I also think it's safe to say that this game is probably not going to win any awards for best graphics. Just saying. But that probably also means that it's not very demanding on the system, so the game should be fairly accessible when it launches. Which is nice because beyond this, the game also has a guild system too, called Divisions, and as you win battles, you can expand and conquer nations. So just like it's described as, it's a RTS, Territory Wars, meets tank shooter MOBA thingy. basically how you'd categorize this game. I got 13th place, which, like I said, is based on my overall ranking, which is based on like XP that I gained during battle. So everything that I did, like healed people, that sort of thing, and you can look at those individual stats and details through here. Let's see, I think right here. So I destroyed, man, I got nine kills, 23 assists, and I only died twice. Not too bad. And I got some repair kits as a reward. And speaking of, oh yeah, you got to see this. Oh, payment from battle. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so I've got a couple of boosters here already in effect. 13,000 is my payment here. I can double my payment with one of these, which I already own those. I think I got them as a reward, but you can use like actual currency, cash currency, to buy these as well as win them. So I bumped it up to 22.5. Nice, not too bad. The platinum is the cash currency in the game, and then you have valor, which is a third form of currency that you get just like as certain rewards by doing certain things. So here's the achievement system, which is really interesting here. So we can go here to tank, which is going to show me all the tanks that I have, and basically I've completed objectives based around this tank. So engine replacement, so I guess I repaired something a lot of times or something like that, maybe leveled up something. But yeah, you go through here and you get all kinds of different rewards by completing these, and they obviously update as you scroll down, and each tank has it. And then if you notice over here on the left, each different mode. So basically I can go to general, and these are just things that I've done in the match. Assist to skills, I'll win, you know, some recovery kits, some gold, repair kits. And see, this is actually where you get valor, so that'll give me 2 valor. I already have 17, and I'll show you what that gets you in a minute here. So a lot of these, you would think, a lot of games like this are set up where these items are hard to come by, and you're kind of influenced to have to pay a lot of in-game currency or even cash currency to get these. But because of the reward system is so great in this game, it's a lot easier to get your reward kit. So it makes the repair system and these sort of mechanics a lot easier to deal with, because you have, the game is really rewarding, which is awesome. I mean, no matter what you're doing, just playing the game, you're going to get continuously rewarded, which I think is a good method for a free-to-play game. You know, it's you don't have to rely heavily on the cash shop. Now, here in the facility, you've got a way to unlock and access all the skills you use in the game. So you first have to have a facility blueprint in order to build these, and then once you've built these, you can select 4 of them to use in battle. Well, the skills that come from them anyway. And of course, you can tweak and increase your skills individually by adding researchers. So for example, with the stealth here, I can dispatch researchers in order to increase the damage of the first shot fired, I guess, while in stealth. So coming out of stealth, I guess my first shot is going to do 40 damage until I increase this. Or I can increase the overall stealth duration. Plus, later on, you can build up your skills to become elite skills, and that's where they drastically change, and you can kind of formulate them exactly how you want them. So there's a lot of customization when it comes to the skills in the game, and I have a feeling that later on there'll probably be even more skills. You'll be able to scroll down this list and do more. So I'm going to add a little bit to my anti-tank grenade here. See if I can do, I really like the damage it does, so this has increased the range here. I've got a lot of researchers. Let's make it an even 9 here. That'll work. Perfect. Dispatch. So yeah, and if you don't like the way you have your skills set up, you can obviously buy a reset ticket in order to start fresh. It looks like I have all of these except for the smoke screen here. See if I can build that one. Nope, don't have enough blueprints. Okay, so later on. And you win blueprints by doing that, or it's something you can buy in the cash shop as well. So the inventory, let's take a look at that. This is where we can manage our tanks and your skills, and as well as items in game. So here you've got all of my tanks. You can upgrade your tanks as you level them up individually, or you can repair them as well. And from here, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, so that way it's ready to go for next round. And as you upgrade them, you can tweak the speed, you know, the reverse speed, and their overall damage and hull strength, things like that. So that itself also gets you some customization. So we have special parts that you can equip on your tanks, but I haven't seen any of them. I don't know if you win them or not, or maybe it's just not added into the final iteration of the game before it launches. Either way, it's another way of customizing your tank. And of course, you have your consumables here that were on my 5 through 8 keys, and you can. Some of these actually don't work in game, like double payment. Obviously, that's just something you have in your inventory as an item. But it looks like there's a lot of items that you can put in your inventory. And I had a couple of different ones on there just trying them out. I had the corrosive shell and the radioactive shell, which I guess is, they're a little bit harder to come by. The corrosive shell is pretty cool. It wears down their armor a lot faster as you continue to shoot them. You've got your tank repair kits that get you back into battle faster if you've damaged a tank, and of course that's a very important mechanic. But like I said, it's not really hard to deal with. And finally here we have the skills that you can choose from that your facilities make. I originally had the booster on there, but I don't really end up liking it because it only moves your tank like the length of a tank. It's kind of like a little blink, and it's not that that great just yet. I'm sure research will help that out. As far as the cash shop goes, of course you have bundles you can buy, which is this right here. It saves you a little bit of money, but you can only buy these with real cash currency. But like I said, as good as the achievement system and reward system is in the game, you don't really have to worry about a lot of those things, so which I think is nice. Of course, you have all the tanks that you can buy, most of which, and I think all of them, you can buy with both in-game currency and real currency. You are required to meet certain level requirements in order to access certain tanks. But you can see that they go from like the 1940s and earlier all the way up to, now we're in the 60s, 70s. I think it goes all the way up to the 90s. 95, yep. 93, 95. This tank is freaking awesome. It shoots missiles. You actually get to fight this thing in the PvE, which is one other reason why it makes it so hard to play. But yeah, this just launches a bunch of missiles at you at once, so it's constant damage. I don't know exactly how the game is balanced in terms of going up against tanks when you do have, you know, say if you're using this Panzer here and then you're up against this 1995 tank. But I'm pretty sure the game has a nice way to balance it out. In fact, right on the website it says Battleline is the only game that brings tanks from the inception of armored warfare to modern day. Tanks from the earliest days can fight alongside modern armor at any time. So how many Panzers does it take to defeat a M1 Abrams? Find out. So apparently they do have it set up with some sort of good balance. Obviously, you can go in here and get your Instafix kits, which I actually need to buy some. Not the Instafix, sorry, the tank repair kit. Either way, you can buy them all here, or, you know, you can just do the award system. Even if it's in-game or cash currency only, a lot of these things you can win just by playing the game and doing achievements. So you've got various things here that help out your units, and, of course, we're going to get our tank repair kit here. That was only 12,000, not too bad, seeing that I won 22 from the last match, as an example. Now, the Valor Shop is a specialty shop where you can buy unique tanks that not only have a cool cosmetic look to them, but also have some other leveling benefits to these. So, like for example, this one, these have a maximum level of 16, which may be higher than most. I'm not sure exactly. The sale is going on for basically 3 months, and yeah, you can only get these with Valor, which, like I mentioned briefly, you could get through very specific achievements, like losing matches is actually one way to get Valor, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, guys, hopefully this gives you a nice, decent feel for the game. It's definitely unique. That's for sure. I'd say comparing it to other tank games, it's a lot less stressful and complicated on the stat side, and a little bit more focused on the objectives instead of just killing other tanks. You've got fast respawn times, there are a lot of players in each match, and some of the battles can get really intense, as you noticed. So yeah, overall it's fun, it's easy to get into, and I can't really say there's anything so far I don't really like about it, other than the fact that it's going to need good matchmaking when players start playing enough to unlock some of the more advanced tanks. And of course the small tweaks to the PvE to adjust the difficulty, of course, because, you know, that was a little rough. The game is definitely worth playing, and you can sign up for the next beta right now, but beforehand you can pick up even more information from the game profile at MMOHuts.com. And until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.